From the running board, I used to climb into the wood-lined bed to watch dirt track races on the long summer evenings of my youth. Dad was driving, and sitting next to him on those desolate roads, I always thought he seemed at his best. Windows down, he drove with one elbow resting on the windowsill, hand holding a cigarette. His other hand alternated between the wheel and the radio, tuning in highway poetry. My hand stretched out the passenger window, surfing the rise and fall of the western wind as it flowed over the curve of the hood, along the fenders and through my fingers on its way to eternity. On the curl of the wind rode the scents of licorice weed and Marlboro Reds. We had found a back road to heaven, and with the full glory of southern rock, we drove to the rhythm of the road. Dad loved to sing when he drove. He would sing so loud I began to only recognize the songs through his voice. The soundtrack to his life fit the roads he traveled. The Allman Brothers, the Eagles, Bob Dylan, Jim Croce, the band. His favorite songs seemed to be about going somewhere, about a journey. They were a roadmap to a place in his soul that could only be found through the music. At a time when nothing made sense in his world, this music was a compass and a salve for wounds inflicted by the troubles of his generation. In addition to memorizing times tables and state capitals, I memorized the words to Hotel California so I could sing along as we drove. The opening lines sang like a promise of what was to come. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. Along the twists and turns of the Sierra Nevada foothills, we'd sing harmony with Don Henley. As we sang, Dad was happy, and I was happy. The sound of my little voice inside his made me feel safe. By grade school, these harmonies had disappeared, and sadness made itself at home in my heart. Dad and I didn't sing together anymore. It was during this time I got my first guitar. From the moment I held it, I imagined myself in a band writing songs that could make it all better. We moved a lot in those years, and though I don't remember what happened to the guitar, the songs kept writing themselves into my soul. By the time we moved back to the beach town I was born in, the songs were ready to come out. I just needed someone to help me find a rhythm. It would be a lifelong friendship with Tim Garrety that would help me discover it. Music has etched memories in my mind, like grooves of a record. I can't remember the name of the girl I first danced with in the 6th grade, but I remember the song was Time After Time. I'll also never forget the beach where I was hanging out when I heard my first Violent Femmes song. It was the day I got into my first fist fight. By then, Tim and I were good friends and spending another summer day together at the beach. We were sitting on the short brick wall between the sand and the street, awaiting a ride from my grandma, when a tanned, scrawny kid approached us. He was smaller than us, but had several friends with him. Still, their collective weight looked to be only 150 pounds. He stood as close as he could and with as much anger as an upper-middle-class white kid from the beach could summon, gestured with his fists to my face. "What are you doing here? This is our beach." Tim stepped in front of me and threw him over the wall. He wasn't a very good negotiator. All of a sudden, more kids surrounded us, and we all started punching and kicking and cussing. We created a sandstorm, and through the billowing clouds of dust, arms and legs flailed wildly in the air while Added Up from Violent Femmes blasted in the background. I imagine it's what a fight between Snoopy and Pigpen would have looked like on a Charlie Brown TV special. Just when it looked like we might be overrun by this pack of wild beach orcs, my 5-foot grandma pulled up in the getaway town car. With our boogie boards in the trunk and us in the back seat, we sped off down the street with Tim's middle finger out the window getting the last word. This and most other memories of my youth are played out over a background of music. I can still sing along with every word of Hotel California, and if I'm alone on the road,